Yo, what's up, guys? It's Bitcoin with an important FG update. So today was an important day, guys. The final conclusion of the quarterly leapfrog, guys. This is an idea we've been talking about. I've been posting videos about it nonstop since middle of March, and it's amazing that these VWAPs give us the ability to make these awesome calls so far in advance. You know that when the new quarter begins, as soon as you start gaining traction on that quarter, it becomes a high likelihood that we retest the previous quarter. And it just happened, guys. So that's 2 for 2 this year on quarterly leaps playing out. And overall, I'm proud of how the VWAPs have been performing. So here we are at this level, guys. And this 92,941 year to date level is different than the year to date that I've been espousing on Twitter and Discord. That's because my VIP convinced me to use a different chart with more volume. This is the BTC USD.P chart on Bybit. They said this has more volume, and I do like how the price is respecting this year-to-date VWAP more than the year-to-date VWAP on the other chart. The other chart I had me shorting basically down here, and I got stopped out there. And so this chart, maybe this chart's a little more promising. I did see a 10-minute momentum candle form, so I did take a Heiken Ashi basic strategy short, stop loss behind that high. And I'm just hoping that the daily VWAP holds and we get not only a previous daily VWAP test, but we could get a week-to-date test, and we could even get a full-on weekly leapfrog. Now, if this move happens, this is indicative of potentially an even larger move down, potentially a front running of a test of the Q2 VWAP as we go into May. So let me zoom out a bit. Now, there's going to be a lot of people on Twitter saying we're so back and all this stuff, guys. But just remember that Bitcoin is no longer on sale. We're now only at fair value for the year. We're at that year-to-date VWAP now. So it's not like Bitcoin is super cheap and on sale right now and you have to buy it now. The time to buy it was definitely 2 weeks ago when we were bottoming down here. But you guys just have to imagine that around the turn of May here, we have to assume that Bitcoin may want to retread back to this Q2 VWAP right here. So when the month of May begins, it just becomes likely that we retest April's VWAP. And since April's VWAP is a quarterly VWAP, that makes it even more attractive to retest, especially since we didn't really get a healthy retest of that red Q2 VWAP all this month. And so this VWAP currently at 82,700, it's going to keep rising though as we go, perhaps to around 85K by the time we meet it with the price. That's going to continue to rise, and just be mindful of that eventual dump down to that Q2 VWAP around May. That May VWAP may send us there, if not sooner. Sometimes charts like to front run and they like to go back to where the price feels safe as the new month begins. And so just anticipate that since May is upon us, May is coming, that Q2 VWAP is an attractive level to go back and visit. We are at strong year-to-date resistance. I can show you guys in the past a previous year-to-date interaction to give you guys an idea of what is possible here. So Q2 opened up last year. We work our way down to that year-to-date, and there was like a 4% spillover on the wrong side of the VWAP before we find a strong bottom there. But overall, the year-to-date was a very respected level, a very strong middle-of-the-year SR that continues to be overall respected pretty good, especially like the first major interaction of it. And so here we are getting this first major interaction of the year-to-date VWAP in a while, and I would expect a reaction of this, maybe some spillover, continued spillover, potentially going as high as like 100K, guys, and sweeping this liquidity like right here. But ultimately, I believe this downsloped year-to-date VWAP is going to be an issue for Bitcoin, and the monthly situation does support sell in May, walk away. So we really are going to have to slap a VWAP on that May 1st candle, and we're really going to have to monitor that VWAP, and that VWAP is going to tell us whether sell in May, walk away is on or not. And since we're juggling with this very bearish monthly reading that could pretty much crap the bed like any week, any new weekly candle or any new monthly candle with some bad news could really send this thing down, guys. So it could also send it up. We never know. You never know what's going to happen, but the monthly chart is still not fully repaired. Some people on Twitter are talking about this little chip in the VWAP. I just don't see it quite yet. Although, you do get there's times in the past where that was an indication of some sideways or indecision or perhaps even a pump. We just haven't seen it quite yet. A green dot here would obviously be historic. That would be a first in Bitcoin's history that we get a second green dot over the 60 line. So that's definitely a giga signal to look out for if we do keep going up. And the reason why I mention that is because look at these weekly time frames, guys. The 2-week chipping up here, potential clipping of the wave, and RSI's picking up. We look at the weekly, and this is like a very bullish time frame, not gonna lie. Like, despite the money flow pouring out, that's definitely a concern. Definitely screams bear market rally, right? We do have strong hidden bullish divergence, and hidden bull divs on a weekly chart in a big like overall uptrend like this is definitely something that you can't ignore. You ignore this at your own peril. So most of this, like the freebie portion of this move, the move back up to the year to date, has already played out. And I would strongly advise you guys to take some profits if you've been longing from the lows at this level, because it does seem like we're getting a little bit overbought and it's just a little bit overextended here on these like middle time frames at this year to date level. So I'm hoping my short plays out. If I get stopped out, it's okay, and I'll just play it safe for now and wait for like 2 daily VWAPs to be lost before making that larger play to the downside. But that's about it on Bitcoin. So altcoins are in kind of a tricky situation, guys, because there's just this huge gap between where they're at now in their year-to-date VWAPs. Look how far away ETH is from that year-to-date. And so this makes you wonder, like, are altcoins not going to get their year-to-date VWAPs? And are they just that bearish? Or is the pump only just beginning and these alts are going to catch up like Heinz and we are going to get these quarterly leaps on these coins? Solana here, looking like it's working its way up to that year-to-date. SWE getting big God candles, working its way up to that $3 level there, guys. So let's look at XRP. XRP getting big candles. And so, while a new week has begun, we are definitely far from these previous week-to-date VWAPs, and price loves to do those weekly VWAPs down, guys. Like when a new week begins, we love to get that bullish retest. I mean, that's a very nice textbook move, getting a bullish retest of this breakout move right here. Never really got a healthy retest of that. So this is a tricky place to be for alts. It's tough to trade the altcoins right now because they're just doing so well and they do have some strong upside targets, and it is around that time of the year for that target to be hit, a return to the previous quarter's VWAP. And so makes you wonder if Bitcoin and alts have a little more juice left in them, some divergent juice, like juice on low money flow, but it's juice nevertheless. And there's still 1 week left in the month, and so I'm not really fully hands-on bearish until May comes around and I really start seeing candles closing under that May VWAP in the downward direction. Until then, April definitely has a chance to keep getting more painful for the bears, and sentiment could get more euphoric, more extreme, although the sentiment on Twitter is already very euphoric and very, we're so back. I'm not seeing many posts saying, we're still not out of the woods yet, guys, So there's not many people in the same boat as me, where they're cautious right now, at least publicly. I'm seeing a lot of euphoria and a lot of people just kind of ignoring the overall overboughtness, and they're just ignoring these pepperonis on the monthly, which could be a big mistake, guys. Not sure. But that's about it for this update, guys. That's about all I got for you. So smash the like, subscribe, and I'll put it out another update soon because this is a really important level. Once this price starts kind of deciding what it's doing around this year today, I'll put out another follow-up update for you guys. But this was a historic day for us, returning back to that quarterly VWAP. Crazy things going on in the world with the Pope dying, Kanye coming out as gay, Charles Schwab getting fired, Oblivion coming out. So I'm like emotionally overstimulated right now, and I need some time to relax my spirit and play some Elder Scrolls. So if you guys are in the same boat as me, smash the like, and I'll be back soon for you guys. Thanks.